I have not heard silence in 3 years now, and it's taken me this long to share this story with you for various reasons. Just trying to figure things out. Uh, probably feeling broken and a little ashamed of everything, maybe. And I share it now because a friend of mine, who is a therapist, I'd spoken with her about it, and because of sharing my story, thankfully she was able to help somebody else. And so I realized that I always have to be cognizant of the little platform that I've been given in this world and to do the best I can with that. And so it's in that light and in that idea that I do this. So about 3 years ago, the whole world was just about to fall into this whole pandemic thing. It had started, but we weren't sure what was going on. But I was not feeling well, and I decided to lay down to take a nap, which is very, very not my style. I'm always going. I always have a million things going on, and I had felt what I can only say was like a pop, like in my head. And working in the medical field for many years, I did like just a quick stroke test like we would do on the ambulance, and I was fine. So I'm just going to go take a nap. I just don't feel well. And when I woke up 3 years ago, there was this loud, high-pitched ringing sound in my head. And I looked around the room thinking there was something there, and there was nothing that was causing that. And I noticed that it continued, and it was also accompanied by confusion. I had a hard time discerning when people were talking to me. If they were speaking too quickly, I couldn't figure out what it was they were saying. In the coming days, I realized if people were talking in groups, if they were cross-talking, I couldn't figure out anything at all. I'd forget words for things. I'd forget names. I'd forget one of my cat's names that I had for many, many years. Staring at curtains in the room, I couldn't remember what they were called. And I know we all have these little moments once in a while, but this was all the time. And the ringing never, ever stopped. Now, this was when COVID was just coming on the scene full bore, and it was hard to get into hospitals. It was hard to get anybody to see you for anything, to get an appointment, especially for something that at the time they believed was not COVID related. You know, you're not having any respiratory problems, like you're not in an emergency situation. But it was tough. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't rest. I couldn't think clearly. And the long and short of all those months in between was trying to get help when nobody would see you, and finally getting into the emergency room and being told that I was a hypochondriac, and that there was nothing wrong with me. They gave me Tylenol and oxygen, which I think I paid pretty much my mortgage payment for, and it was sent on my way. And it was frustrating. The months had gone by. I couldn't sleep. I'd be up every night walking my neighborhood, 3, 4 in the morning sometimes, just trying to tire myself out so I could get to bed. One day when I was hiking, I had stumbled across a low patch of land, and all of a sudden, it seemed like I was cured. The ringing had stopped. Now, I know there's tinnitus or tinnitus, and I have friends that have that, and I know that's very unpleasant, and that's part of what I have now. But as I'm walking through this field, it quiets down, and I literally just, I thought I was cured. And as I was heading back on my way hiking, I noticed the ringing came back again. And so I went back to that spot, and I realized there were crickets. And the cricket sound seemed to neutralize the sound that I was hearing. So I bought a sound machine that had a cricket sound to it, and I've had to sleep with that by my bedside for all this time. Because if not, it's not quiet. So it's difficult. But I've learned to really enjoy the sound of crickets. I always have to have music on or something in the background just to help keep things tolerable. And I was able to go to neurologists after that. I was able to go to ENTs. I went to different specialty offices, all trying to find out exactly what it was I was going through. And there weren't a lot of answers at the time because it was still very, very new. Unfortunately, one of the doctors that I saw was very, very serious about things the way he presented it, but presented in such a way that kind of robbed me of my hope for a moment. As they measured the level of sound that I was hearing at, he discussed how the neuroplasticity of the brain breaks down over time. And although it was borderline intolerable now, it's only going to get worse. And that this new thing, this Post Covid Tinnitus or tinnitus, depending who you speak to, comes not only with the high-pitched sound, but also it comes with an emotional imbalance. And sometimes I'll get really sad when there's no reason for me to be sad. There's been days where I was sitting there watching a sitcom and I'd just start crying and I don't know why. I'd have random little feelings of anger build inside me, and I am not an angry person. And it's been very difficult. But he had told me, he's like, I've seen this for a little while now. He said, it might be about 3 months. I was like, you think like 3 more months and I'll be cured of it? And he said, no. He's like, usually people with this die by suicide within 3 months. And for those of you that know me, I do a lot with suicide prevention. So I was stunned that any physician would say this. And also he didn't use a very polite nomenclature for it. So I was kind of turned off by that. And I talked to him about that. I said, man, that's not how you speak to patients in this situation. And you never refer to suicide the way you did. And you never give somebody that type of sentence. And never forget, no matter what it is you're going through, if they ever give you a timeline, physicians are not gods. They don't know the time or date any more than we do. They may have a better understanding of how illness progresses and that kind of thing. But anyway, that's a different conversation for a different time. With the post-COVID tinnitus, so there's the high-pitched ringing, there's trouble discerning when people are talking or cross-talking. Loud sounds are very, very off-putting. I also have double vision and light sensitivity. So it's all neurological. It's all tied in there, And I've been to all the specialists and I've tried all the things, and I appreciate everyone's good thoughts and prayers and the remedies and stuff. But trust me, I've tried all the things. I have found, just for me, if anybody else is going through this, the reason I'm putting this video together is so that you're not alone. For me, the cricket sound machine helps me get to sleep. I found going to the gym has given me a great balance in terms of emotional stability, and physically helps me feel a lot better. So that's been really helpful. And just having like music on in the background, something low just to take away the sound, is good. And in those emotional moments when things do spike, I've just become more aware of it, and I just realize that it's something that I can't control, and I just have to kind of work my way through it. And that's all that is right now, and that's okay. And I think the most important thing is whatever it is you might be going through, it may not be this. I hope that it's not, and I hope it's not something worse. But we all deal with things. And it's easy to fall into that victim mentality, because I'm sure, especially when it comes to physical illness, it's not fair, right? Like if you didn't do anything to cause it, it's like, what the heck why do I have to deal with this? And it's tough when you're around other people too, because sometimes, they'll treat you differently, or sometimes they don't treat you with any compassion because they don't know. And kind of tough. People don't give each other enough room in this life anyway. Healthy or not healthy, we could all be a lot better to each other. But I find just reducing stress levels helps me quite a bit, which is not easy in this world either. But finding little moments and stuff, and for me, helping others has been something that's helped me through all of it. But whatever it is you might be going through, whatever ailment it might be, or just whatever process you're going through in life, or issue that you're dealing with, just know that it's never a bad thing to seek help. It's never a sign of weakness to go into therapy. I had to do that as well, just to try to get a handle on this. And It's been 3 years without any silence, and I miss it. I do. But you know, the fact that after 3 years, I can still get up every day and still deal with this. It doesn't make me a victim in any way. It makes me a survivor. It makes me a damn success story. And whatever it is you're going through, the fact that you're just watching this video right now means you're still here. You're a success story too.